thanks for checking out this installment of the Hey Coach video series. Hey Coach, should I track my macros for the rest of my life? So, this is going to be likely a very controversial video, maybe a controversial topic. But I want to enlighten you and open your eyes up to a few things. First and foremost, this is going to be a general recommendation to the general population of people who are interested in improving their physiques, okay? Learning more about their bodies, creating a greater awareness around how much food they can eat and maintain body weight. Should you track your macros for the rest of your life? And I think that oftentimes clients who start working with a coach that does have them track their macros, they don't necessarily see this as a system to improve your own eating habits. They see it more so as, I'm going to have to be so monotonous and so strict for the rest of my life. And in my opinion, that's not the way it should be. In my opinion, we need to start off with a few important details that I think would help you guys better understand the process of tracking macros and where it can potentially lead you to in the future. So number one, the most important thing in regards to why you should track your macros is just to create a greater awareness and understanding of food in combination with your body and learn what you can maintain body weight at and understanding more about your metabolism. So how your metabolism adapts based on whether or not you're in calorie restriction or if you're in a hypocaloric state. And learning your metabolism. This is the biggest aspect, is learning your BMR. How much food can you eat per day and maintain your body weight over the course of weeks? That's going to be the biggest thing that you should take away from learning to track your macros. Number two is going to be developing healthy food habits, right? So most of us who track our macros, we realize that the best way for us to do this is to have staple food groups that we utilize on a daily basis to help us get closer to our goals. Now, for me, that's usually having grilled chicken in abundance or grilled steak in abundance, pre-cooking big things of rice, maybe pre-cooking chopped and seasoned potatoes, having fresh vegetables in the house, having fat sources available that I can just grab and go, having little cups of Greek yogurt or milks in the house and whey protein and oatmeal, fresh fruit, having things like this that are always available to help you stay on track. And again, that is a habit that has to be evolved and ingrained in your clients because their habits are much different than your habits, you being a coach and them being your client. So you have to try to get them on the same page as you. And keep in mind that just because you're where you are right now does not mean that your clients are where you're at. So you really got to take a step back and look at where you were when you first started and think about what helped me get from here, not knowing anything about nutrition, to ultimately getting to this new place where I have all these healthy habits. My refrigerator always stays stocked with these healthy foods that I love and I can adhere to. What helped you get from A to B? As a coach, you need to be able to help your clients with that specifically. That's going to be number two. It's just creating healthier habits. Now, once you've created these healthy habits, I then think that you can go outside of that and you can start to implement other types of foods that maybe you've wanted to try or you just feel like maybe you want periodically. So as an example of this, now we have our base. Our base is the healthy food that's always in abundance in our refrigerator, right? That's the base. But now we can bring other things into our base. But at the end all be all, that's always going to be the base. So you can always go back to that even if you find yourself maybe getting off track for a little bit. You always go back to the base. By having that base, it allows you to go out, eat meals with your family, go have lunch with your girlfriends, have a glass of wine periodically at night whenever you want. It just helps you create more of a balance because we're basically running down the railroad track. If we want to jump off for a second, it's all good because we can always get right back on and keep on trucking. Want to jump off the other side for a second? It's all good because we can get right back on track and just keep on moving. The downside with a lot of clients when they don't have this base is that they get off track and they don't know where to go once they're off track because there's no base. There's no, this is my habit. This is my base of eating. This is what I always go back to. They get off track and they're like, oh, this is kind of cool over here. they don't know that they can come back to home base. So as a coach, make sure your clients know what their home base is, what they can always rely on, and what they really enjoy eating. And number 3 is going to be utilizing number 2 and number 1 to ultimately create this lifestyle that you're always in control of your body, right? So as a nutrition coach, maybe we are guiding a client to their goal. We get a client on, we're guiding them into their goal, we're helping educate them along the way, and then maybe about halfway in, we start to really drive home the fact that they're in control of their body now. With the education that we've installed and the progress that we've made, with the understanding we have as a cohesive unit, me and the client, we understand this is where your calories need to be in order for you to maintain body weight. Now, because they've developed this healthy habit of being at baseline, coming off periodically, getting back on, coming off, getting back on, basically they're in control of how much they can eat now. If they choose to overeat, that's up to them. If they choose to undereat, that's up to them. But at least you know that you've helped them basically eliminate the biggest problem in America, which is the weight regain. Now, I've seen a lot of success with a lot of my clients with this system over the last year. And it's just a testament to say that, when you can help educate somebody and teach them about their body, it's just going to help them so much more long term, because now they know what to avoid in society. Whereas normally people see a flashy sign, lose 20 pounds in 30 days, and they blow up and they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing since sliced bread. And it's like, no. You have to be smart enough to know that that's crap. That's crap information. So in my opinion, the big picture is education, 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 implementation, 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 and then ultimately now they have the tools to kind of set them free, let them go on their own. Now, I do think for nutrition coaching that most people, once they got into this level where they're in an understanding of their metabolism, it's still important to have a coach when your goal is very specific, because the accountability, right? The accountability and the ability to always learn more from an educated coach. If you're a really good coach, your clients can work with you for years. I had clients that have worked with me for 2 to 3 years, and I've just continued to try to grow and expand my own knowledge every single year. So every year they're working with me, they're getting more and more and more and more, which I think it's a great thing. But ultimately, we all want to get to a point where we look good, we feel good, we're satisfied with how much muscle mass we have, we can confidently take our shirts off in public, and we're just happy. And we have the understanding of our metabolism, so now we can maintain body weight. And I think that's the big picture. That should be the big vision. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I'll see you in the next one.